and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Gold Star families criticized Kamala Harris for comments about Trump's Arlington visit. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sues to remove his name from North Carolina ballot. Senator Tom Cotton opened to Trump's IVF coverage plan. Thousands of U.S. hotel workers striked on Labor Day weekend for better pay. South Carolina basketball star Ashlyn Watkins arrested on assault and kidnapping charges. One man dead and two injured in Pittsburgh metro area shooting. 6 hostages found dead in Gaza, including Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Pauline. Mexico offers rides not for migrants with U.S. asylum appointments. Investigation concluded weather-caused helicopter crash that killed Raisi. Russian spy beluga whale found dead in water of Norway. Liverpool thrashes Manchester United 3-0 with Diaz double and Salah strike. And Charles Leclerc wins Italian F1 GP for Ferrari after one-stop gamble. You are listening to headlines, now news in detail. Several Gold Star families criticized Vice President Kamala Harris for attacking former President Donald Trump over his visit to Arlington National Cemetery. These families, who lost loved ones in the 2021 Kabul airport attack, said Harris's comments were disrespectful. Harris had condemned Trump on social media, accusing him of using the cemetery for a political stunt. In response, Trump released videos featuring the families, including some who invited him to Arlington. In one video, Mark Schmitz, father of Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, said they invited Trump because they wanted a leader, not to help his campaign. Jim McCallum, father of Lance Corporal Riley McCallum, also criticized Harris, accusing her of failing to acknowledge their loss. The controversy grew after reports of an altercation between a Trump staffer and a cemetery official. The Army stated the matter was closed after the official decided not to press charges. Trump continued to defend his actions during campaign stops, blaming the Biden-Harris administration for the deaths of the 13 service members in Afghanistan. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. filed a lawsuit on Friday against the North Carolina State Board of Elections, seeking to have his name removed from the state's 2024 presidential ballot. The lawsuit, submitted in Wake County Superior Court, claims the board's decision to deny his request violated state election laws and his free speech rights. Kennedy, who suspended his presidential campaign and endorsed former President Donald Trump in August, wants to withdraw his candidacy in states like North Carolina, where the race might be tight. However, he wishes to remain on the ballot in states like New York, where his impact is expected to be minimal. If the court does not act, Kennedy's name will appear on the North Carolina ballot in November. On Thursday, the board's Democratic majority voted against removing Kennedy and his running mate, Nicole Shanahan, due to the late stage of ballot printing. Over 1.7 million ballots had already been printed, and reprints would be costly. The two Republican board members suggested delaying the absentee ballot deadline to accommodate the change. Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican from Arkansas, said on Sunday that he and many other Republicans would be open to supporting a proposal by former President Donald Trump that would have the government or insurance companies cover the cost of in vitro fertilization services. Cotton, during an interview on NBC's Meet the Press, emphasized that while he supports helping couples with fertility treatments, he would first need to evaluate the fiscal impact of such a plan. Cotton's comments came after Trump recently told NBC News that if elected, he would mandate insurance companies to pay for fertility services like IVF. Cotton did express some concerns, noting that earlier this year he voted against the Right to IVF Act, which would have mandated IVF coverage in federal health care plans, including the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid. The issue of IVF has become increasingly political, with Democrats accusing Republicans of threatening access to fertility and reproductive care. Recently, fertility clinics in Alabama paused IVF services after the state Supreme Court ruled that embryos are pupil, raising concerns among reproductive rights groups. Thousands of U.S. hotel workers went on a strike demanding better pay and working conditions. More than 10,000 workers from hotels in cities like Boston, Seattle, Honolulu, and several in California walked off the job after contract talks failed. This strike disrupted travel plans for many during the Labor Day weekend. The Unite Here Union, which represents hotel workers across the US and Canada, warned that more strikes could happen in other cities soon. The union wants higher wages and the reversal of job cuts made during the pandemic, which have left remaining workers with more work and painful conditions. Gwen Mills, the union's international president, said the hotel industry has recovered from the pandemic with room rates at record highs. However, many hotel workers cannot afford to live in the cities where they work and often have to take on multiple jobs. The strike, impacting 24 cities and 23,000 hotel rooms, is set to last 3 days. Hotel chains like Hilton, Hyatt, and Marriott have been involved in the negotiations. Hyatt expressed disappointment in the strike but is committed to continuing talks. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. South Carolina women's basketball player Ashlyn Watkins was arrested on assault and battery and kidnapping charges. According to a warrant from the University of South Carolina Police Department, Watkins allegedly assaulted the victim by forcefully grabbing her face, pulling her arms, and pushing her. The warrant also states that Watkins picked up the victim against her will and carried her, controlling her movement and preventing her from leaving. The victim managed to escape and activated a fire alarm, which led to first responders treating her injuries. The University of South Carolina has acknowledged Watkins' arrest and is gathering more information. Watkins has not yet commented publicly. In a bond hearing on Saturday, prosecutors revealed that Watkins and the victim, a minor, knew each other. Watkins' attorney, Todd Rutherford, claimed it was a misunderstanding and insisted that Watkins did not assault or kidnap anyone. Watkins was granted a $30,000 bond and must avoid contact with the victim. She is set to appear in court on October 25. One man died and two others were wounded in an early morning shooting on Sunday in the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. The incident occurred at around 3:57 a.m. on a state street in Clairton following reports of a large disturbance. According to the Allegheny County Police Department, officers arrived to find numerous people fighting in the street. Multiple police departments had to respond to assist with the situation. At approximately 4:10 a.m., shots were fired into the crowd. One man was killed in the shooting. He attempted to flee the area by car but crashed on State Street before he died, police reported. Two other men were wounded, one shot in the arm and the other in the leg. Both victims were taken to nearby hospitals and were reported to be in a stable condition. A suspect was arrested at the scene, but no further details about the individual were released. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing and authorities are continuing to gather information. Now it's time for global updates. Israeli forces recovered the bodies of 6 hostages from a tunnel in Rafah, Gaza, including Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Polin. President Joe Biden expressed outrage, stating Hirsch was among those brutally attacked at a peace festival in Israel on October 7. He lost his arm helping others during the massacre. The Israel Defense Forces identified the other victims as Carmel Gat, Eden Yerushalmi, Alexander Lebanov, Almog Serusi, and Ori Danino. All were reportedly killed by Hamas shortly before Israeli forces arrived. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu blamed Hamas for the stalled negotiations, saying whoever murders hostages doesn't want a deal. Goldberg Paulin's family, who had become prominent advocates for hostage families, issued a statement expressing their heartbreak. The discovery of the bodies has intensified calls for a ceasefire and deal to bring home the remaining hostages, with major protests and a general strike planned in Israel. Mexico announced on Saturday that it would offer bus rides from southern Mexico to the U.S. border for non-Mexican migrants who have U.S. asylum appointments. The buses were set to depart from the cities of Villahermosa and Tapachula. This move aimed to make it easier for migrants to wait for their appointments in southern Mexico rather than pushing north to Mexico City or the U.S. border. The announcement followed the U.S. government's expansion of access to the CBP One app, which allows migrants to schedule asylum appointments to southern Mexico. Previously, the app was only available in central and northern Mexico. Migrants who use the buses would receive a 20-day transit permit for legal travel across Mexico. Security and meals were to be provided during the journey. This initiative aimed to reduce the risks faced by migrants traveling on foot as well as alleviate the pressure in Mexico City, where many migrants had been waiting due to better job opportunities and safety compared to border areas. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. Iran's final investigation into the helicopter crash in May that killed President Ibrahim Raisi concluded that bad weather was the primary cause. The 63-year-old president and 7 others lost their lives when their helicopter crashed on a foggy mountainside in northern Iran, triggering snap elections. The investigation conducted by a special board found that the crash was mainly due to complex climatic and atmospheric conditions during spring in the region. The report, released Sunday, highlighted that the sudden emergence of a thick mass of dense and rising fog led to the helicopter's collision with the mountain. The helicopter was carrying Raisi and his entourage when it went down in the challenging weather conditions. The tragic accident shocked the nation and led to immediate preparations for new presidential elections. Vladimir the beluga whale, famous for his harness and speculation about being a Russian spy, was found dead near Stavanger, Norway on Saturday. The whale, first spotted with a harness in 2019, was discovered in heavily trafficked waters, and marine organizations are suspicious about the cause of death. One whale, which tracked Vladimir, reported that they do not believe his death was natural and have requested a necropsy from Norwegian authorities. The organization expressed heartbreak and anger, noting that they had worked tirelessly to help Vladimir and were frustrated by those who opposed his relocation and spread misinformation. There are suspicions that Vladimir might have been killed by a ship strike. Before his death, the whale was reported to be healthy and in good condition. Belugas like Vladimir face numerous threats, including pollution, habitat loss, and human disturbances. Vladimir, named as a play on words combining "well" and Vladimir, was previously associated with the Russian military's attempts to train sea mammals. He was known for his friendly interactions with people and playful behavior. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Liverpool's new manager Arne Slot passed a major test with a commanding 3-0 win at Manchester United on Sunday. Luis Diaz scored twice and Mohamed Salah added another goal. Slot, replacing Jurgen Klopp, has started his tenure with a perfect record, winning all three Premier League games so far and sitting alongside Manchester City at the top of the table. Manchester United's manager Erik ten Hag faced more pressure after a second consecutive defeat. Despite a 200 million spending spree and a surprise FA Cup win last season, United's weaknesses from the previous season reappeared. Casemiro, who was responsible for Diaz's goals, was substituted at halftime. New signing Manuel Ugarte was introduced before the match with hopes he will improve the midfield. Liverpool did not sign a new defensive midfielder, but Slot's decision to move Ryan Gravenberch into that role has worked well. The Reds were dominant and could have won by an even bigger margin. Salah's goal was his 15th in 6 meetings against United. Liverpool's strong start under Slot suggests they remain serious title contenders. Charles Leclerc celebrated his victory for Ferrari in Monza on Sunday amid a cloud of red smoke from flares set off by passionate fans. The jubilant scene contrasted sharply with the disappointment of McLaren's drivers Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, who finished second and third. Leclerc's victory marked a rare win for Ferrari at their home race, and it was a masterclass in strategy. Ferrari's decision to use a one-stop strategy paid off as Leclerc skillfully managed his tires to the finish. In contrast, McLaren's plan to stop twice led to their defeat, failing to capitalize on their pole position. Norris had a chance to close the gap on Max Verstappen in the championship but fell short. Despite starting from pole, he gained only 8 points, leaving him 62 points behind Verstappen. McLaren's choice not to switch their drivers to boost Norris's championship bid also raised questions about their strategy. Ferrari's gamble and Leclerc's performance shifted the race dynamics, showcasing a dramatic shift in fortunes at the Italian Grand Prix. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,292.23. The NYSE Composite is increased by 142.69 points or 0.75%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,647.75. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 285.22 points or 0.74%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,842.21. The Shanghai index is increased by 19.11 points or 0.68%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,989.07. The Hang Seng index is increased by 202.75 points or 1.14%. Bombay stock close price is 82,365.77. The Sensex index is increased by 231.16 points or 0.28%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Gold Star families criticized Kamala Harris for comments about Trump's Arlington visit. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sues to remove his name from North Carolina ballot. Senator Tom Cotton open to Trump's IVF coverage plan. Thousands of U.S. hotel workers striked on Labor Day weekend for better pay. South Carolina basketball star Ashlyn Watkins arrested on assault and kidnapping charges. One man dead and two injured in Pittsburgh metro area shooting. 6 hostages found dead in Gaza, including Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Pauline. Mexico offers rides not for migrants with U.S. asylum appointments. Investigation concluded weather-caused helicopter crash that killed Raisi. Russian spy beluga whale found dead in water of Norway. Liverpool thrashes Manchester United 3-0 with Diaz double and Salah strike. And Charles Leclerc wins Italian F1 GP for Ferrari after one-stop gamble. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, rated IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.